time to bring the master magician in, and that is Imran sir. Those of you who don't know Imran sir, and if you're here with me for the first time, Imran sir is our business partner. He's one of our master coaches for practicing and teaching you how to upgrade your what? Everybody show me your hands again. Your frequency, just by changing your handwriting, just by changing your signature. Is that possible? कैसे होता है? How does it work? Why does it work? What change can you make in your handwriting? What change can you make in your signature? Everything you're going to learn right now from Imran sir, but the condition is this. You got to listen to him, not only as if he's a master, but I want you to listen to him like you are his best student. See, there are two types of students. One is an okay student, but the second is the best student in the world. I want you to be the best student in the world. How many of you can do that right now? Raise your hands, please. Which means listen to every word that he says like a gold mine. Take your notepads, take your pen, make a lot of notes. Keep your video on. Sit like you're the best student in the world. Don't be lazy. Don't lie down. Don't slouch. Sit straight as if this is the best experience of your life. That is how you will receive the best knowledge in the world. Okay? So if you're ready, let's get ready. Here is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to keep some music on, and the moment the music is on, I'm going to bring him in. And when he comes in, I'm going to unmute all of you. I want you to first say thank you to him and I love you to Imran sir for sharing this wisdom with us of handwriting and helping one of you to change your handwriting and your signature live analysis right now. So let's see how much energy do you have? 1, 2, and 3. Everybody unmute and let's bring it Imran sir. Here we go.
Let's go.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you,
I
welcome,
love
Love you,
welcome.
sir.
So much.
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Love you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Imran
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Welcome and thank you.
Welcome,
Welcome.
sir.
Love you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Love you,
Then
sir.
thank you, sir.
Yes.
Imran sir,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Imran,
Sir,
sir.
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you. Thank
Congratulations
you,
so much,
sir.
sir.
Is Imran.
So much, sir.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Amazing energy that you've shown. This is the way to invite a master. So thank you, Imran, for bringing us this energy, this wisdom, this love that you give us every Wednesday. I don't know who's going to be the lucky winner today to get that signature analysis done and how you're going to do it, but I know whatever you do, you're always giving us the best. So thank you again. We love you. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Uh, Congratulations, each one of you, for the amazing results you have been creating. And thank you for being such an amazing platinum members and also the magicians in your life. A big applaud for all of you. And first of all, a very happy new year. Wishing you all a prosperous and a very fruitful year ahead, and lots of health and happiness and loads of success. My idea of today's session is very simple. Okay, listen to me very carefully before you jump on and start showing me your signature. How many of you believe in affirmations? What a question, Imran. Like, we all do that in and out, right? A day in and day out. So your signature is your biggest affirmation. How many of you love that? Your signature is the biggest affirmation. And sadly, we don't practice it. How many of you know about that, right? We don't write enough. We don't sign enough. And in fact, the moment I talk about I'm a handwriting analyst, the first reaction I get from people is that I don't write anymore. I don't sign anymore. My job does not involve me to write or sign. And that's exactly is my point, that you're not doing it enough. So today I'm going to be talking about your biggest affirmation, and that is your signature. And why do I say that? Is because every time you sign, you're putting across a message to the universe and also to your own subconscious mind. So don't you want that message to be the most powerful message? Don't you want to experience the perfect frequency you need to align to the universe so that you attract what you want in your life? How many of you want to have that? So when I look into somebody's signature, it's not about the past or the future. No, we don't do that. I do something more powerful than that. I help you to design your future by understanding your present, which is far more important than anything else. I'm into a process, and I'm into education, which is the most divine education on the planet Earth. Can somebody tell me what is the most divine? जो सबसे श्रेष्ठ education हो सकता है वो कौन सी है? The education of self. Are you all with me on that? Because हमें सब चीज के बारे में मालूम है. Like, we know everything about everything, but very less we know about our own self. Like, so much so that some of us have this beautiful statement: I don't know why I get angry. I don't know why I say what I said when I was angry. Like, can you see that your anger also is not justified by you? It's like you don't even know that what you say when you get angry and what is the type of world we are living in. Are you all with me on that? So when we say about your anger, when I look into your signature, there are tons of information I can pull out. But today the idea about the signature is when I'm analyzing the one person's signature, it's not that one person's signature. I want you to understand and see to it that all the fundamentals I'll be sharing with that person is also applicable to you. But a word of caution. This session is not about changing your signature. No, I don't want you to go to bank tomorrow or official documents and start changing your signature. No, remember and write it down if it matters to you. What comes before change is to understand what to change, because sometimes we don't understand what we're changing and we end up changing what is working for us. So today's session is not about asking you to change your signature. Today's session is basically to have an experience that what exactly when we look into your signature we are able to identify. First part. Second part, let's assume I'm analyzing Suhas handwriting signature today or Pooja's signature or Abhilasha's signature today, and when I'm talking to them, I'm not seeking validation from them. I'm not even looking for them saying that, okay, I'm right, I'm not, or, do you agree with me or not? Because you know why? When I'm analyzing your signature, I understand more about you than what you know about your own self. Because I'm identifying your subconscious behavior, the behavior which does not show up easily. Okay, so it might take some time for you to comprehend what I'm saying because it happened with me. I want to tell you this something very exciting about handwriting. I started handwriting analysis when I was about 19, 20 years old. I'm currently 42-year old. When I analyzed handwriting, when I started analyzing handwriting, I was very good at it. Like I was so good at it that people used to get impressed with my analysis. I was very good at showing off my skill. And one fine day, I decided something very stupid. I said, I should analyze my own handwriting. Okay, so that day, after months of analyzing others, I sat down to analyze my own handwriting. And trust me, I did not like what my handwriting said about me. And I closed my books. I kept everything aside and I said, I don't think so. This works. All this while people just agreed with me, maybe because I was very good at telling them the way I wanted to tell them. But over a period of time, the next 3 weeks, which I spent with my own self, I realized I actually behave that way. I actually do things which my handwriting was saying. But that moment, it was very difficult for me to comprehend and say yes to it. So whenever you learn handwriting analysis or whenever you get your handwriting, analyzed, you will also come across a scenario where you need to learn to stay with the information and allow it to comprehend and over a period of time. Are you all with me on that? Great. So how do you send me your handwriting sample? Simple. No, those of you sending me samples on your on the chat box, please stop it. Not suggested. You know why? Your signature is very valuable. You can't be randomly sharing your signatures anywhere. I want to tell you this. One signature of yours in the wrong place can cause you lifetime of trouble. Okay? Don't sign randomly. Some of you have this habit of signing signatures or practicing randomly. It is not going to work, not suggested. And I'm not going to pick up any signature from the chat box because that's not the instruction. Listen to the instructions very carefully. Instruction number one, you need to have a plain sheet of a paper. And if you don't have one, it's okay. Maybe today is not your day. Second thing, you need to sign your signature a little bigger in size. Let me show you. What do I mean by how bigger? So this is a A4 size paper. So on the A4 size, I have signed a big signature. That means one of the reasons I ask you to sign a little big because I know every single stroke. Because for me, every line is important. How you start, how you end. So this is one big signature. The second thing which you need to do is sign with your actual size. So can you see this here? This is your actual size, this is your big size, and also mention what are the elements you have included in your name. So if you have a full name, if you have a surname, do mention it. So this is how it is. And once you finish doing this, listen to my instructions very carefully. You need to keep your video on and remove all the background things and hold it clearly on your screen like this. Okay, so that means I get to see your signature and I get to pick out what I want and I'll take a screenshot of it and then I'll start discussing that. So this is how it's going to be working. Are you all with me on that? Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment. Do that right now. A4 size, if possible. If you don't have at least a plain sheet, one big signature, second, your regular size, and then all the name you have in your signature. So all the elements you have in your signature, please do that and pull that up on your screen so that I see it and then I can choose. So you need to remove your background, virtual background, if you have something like what I have done. So I get to see it very clearly. So this is for everybody to do it. So come on, everybody, hold up. You need to keep your video on. Yeah, those of you who have not been keeping your video on, now they started doing it. Yeah. I'm going to give you a moment. Go ahead, do it. I'm checking. I'm checking. Wow, what amazing, interesting signatures each one of you have. Okay. Jakpreet, you're my master practitioner, so get it down. You will have it. You will have it in the sessions we're going to discuss. I'm looking for the most complicated or the most amazing or the most juicy signature so I can tell you more about it. I'm going to my second screen right now. I'm checking, and I'm checking. Interesting. Asta, very good signature. I see Tazin, very good signature. Ram, I get that. So I think we should start with, okay, so we'll start with Dimple Agarwal. Okay, so Dimple, everybody say hello to Dimple there. Okay, so Dimple, just hold it very clearly. Let me take a screenshot and then we will discuss the same. Thank you so much. Can you please keep your sample down? I don't need it anymore. Thank you. And don't worry, those of you who did not get a chance to get your signature selected, you don't know, I might pick up one more signature. So just be around. Are you all with me? Because I have a bandwidth of doing at least a couple of more signatures. Good news, everybody? Great. So everybody, let's say hello to the participant who got lucky today and got her signature selected. So I'm going to unmute you right now. Hi, Dimple. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I was continuously doing the hope no that my signature got selected.
I'm glad it worked for you and it works. So
Yeah,
let's go
yeah.
into looking into your signature. And this is for everybody. So when I'm analyzing Dimple's signature, I want you to be with me and get present to it. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing in Dimple's signature. So I took a screenshot of Dimple's signature and this is how she actually signs. So if you see in her signature, her name, if she had not written the complete word, we have never known what exactly her name is. Are you all with me on that? Give me a big yes if you're with me on that. So whenever you write your signature, this is something which I really look at and not really impressed with the signature, but I'm going to talk about it. So what I see in Dimple's signature is that couple of things. Number one, Dimple, your body is asking for physical activity. Maybe you're active earlier and you're not being enough active right now. So, what your body needs as an activity is not getting fulfilled. If you don't take care of it right now, it may lead to cause of frustration and it will start with irritation and upset and frustration. So, meaning to say that you need to start pushing your body more than what you're doing it right now. So this is a very important thing for all of you. There is something called as desire for physical activity, which I can identify looking at your handwriting. And this is your way, body's way of showing you signs that you need to get into physical activity. What could be a physical activity? It could be an exercise. It could be, you moving around more than what you normally need to do. You're sitting in one place, or maybe there is a craving of doing traveling and you're not doing enough, or maybe your job involves you to be in action and off late you're not being able to do that. All this is important. So everybody say this, if there is a want, there has to be a supply. And if there's no supply, the want gets impacted and there's a lot of frustration which can actually cause. So now the question is, Imran, what all areas, when we talk about physical activity, it also involves your sexual activity. It could also be your intimacy aspect of your life. So when this is not fulfilling, it shows up in your handwriting and especially in your signature. And why is it important for me right now to tell it to Dimple? Because it is a sign that your body, if you don't take care of it, there's a sign that, okay, health challenges are going to be arising. But the question right now is that, Imran, I have been writing like this for quite some time of my life. And how is that you're identifying the current situation and scenario of your life? Because signature is something which constantly bees with you. Even though you try to change it, how many of you realize you eventually go back to your old self of signing? Give me a big guess. Because it's so concrete part of you. It's like your external organ, like the mobile phone, or how it has become right now, like you carry it everywhere, right? So similarly, your signature has become your external organ right now. So Dimple, what's your work life, what your work style right now? Have you realized anything that you're physically not being
Yeah,
active
I'm
now?
yes, I'm physically not active and continuously trying to do exercise and running, but not able to do that.
And if you don't do that, it's basically a sign that your health is going to be, under the clouds if you don't really take care of it. Okay. And this is for everybody. Now, the question is, Imran, what did you see in Dimple's signature? I saw the letter P, and there are certain characteristics of the letter P. The moment I see it, I know this is working. The second thing which I see about Dimple's signature is that lack of self leadership. Write down this term, everybody. So whenever I'm analyzing signatures, I just don't talk generic things or simple things. No, lack of self leadership. One of the things which Dimple is missing in her life right now is that standing by her own decisions. So one of the habits Dimple has got into is that she takes a decision. Decision does not go as per what she wanted to do, or the outcome of the decision is not favorable enough. She is not owning the decision. Like, it's not my decision, or she's not standing by her own decision. And why do I see this, and why is it so important for me, is because if Dimple cannot back her own self, nobody else can do that for her. So when I see this as a behavior, I understand her environment. Her environment is that she's constantly looking for validation from people. Hey, I want to do this. Can you please acknowledge? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think this is what I should be doing? And if nobody's supporting that, she does not take a decision. You know why? Because she's not able to back herself. She needs somebody to back her up. And because of this, she is missing out on important opportunities, decisions in her life because she's not able to back in herself. You need to have the self leadership. Okay. In simple words, it's called positive ego. Everybody write down this. I know the moment I say the word ego, nobody likes it, but I want to tell you that you need to have a positive ego. You know why? Because if you want to be an author, if you want to be a trainer, you need to believe that you have something which can make people have better life, or you can add value to people's life. And if you don't have this belief, you can never be an author. How many of you been trying to write a book? How many of you are trying to launch your own program? How many of you been trying to launch your own business and you've never been, able to take action? You know why? Deep down, self leadership is missing. Deep down, that positive ego is missing. How many of you are able to relate to this?
Me too.
Yeah. So, Dimple, tell me your story.
So I have written more than 700 poetries, but not able to publish yet.
I never knew this. Like, I don't even know about she's been writing or doing that. But when I look into people's signature, I come so close when it comes to giving examples so that they get it. How many of you like to have this power in your life? So, how many people know about the poetries you write, Dimple?
Hardly 80 or 90 people know that I wrote.
Yeah. So, when are you going to be
Not more
publishing
than
your
that.
book?
Hopefully in this year, definitely.
Yeah. So, it's not only about writing the book. Many times in our life, you have so much of potential. And if you can't beat your own drum, nobody else will do it for you. Are you all with me on that?
Yeah.
So Dimple is very bad at, like, if I put her into, like, I love to hire her to work with me. You know why? Because she'll not even ask for an appraisal. She will not even ask for me for, a change of position and things like that, because उनको लगता है कि जो मिल रहा है वही ज़्यादा है. Like, जो मिल रहा है वही ज़्यादा है. Like, I'm there. So how many times have you asked for things which you really wanted for yourself and you demanded it, or you asked for it, Dimple?
No, past 5 years, I have not demanded anything for myself.
You've been in the same job and you have not asked for an appraisal?
No, actually, in the September, I lost my job. So I'm not thinking about job at all right now.
And 5 years of working and never got a promotion?
No, I got the promotions, peer manager, senior consultant, all the things. But I'm not satisfied with my job.
Are you all with me? Can you see that? Companies look for candidates like this because they want people who can be there and at their disposal. How many of you like to change that aspect of your life where you become the person who demands what you deserve? The problem with most of us is that we don't have that enough confidence to stand by. We always feel that this is not happening. And by the way, this is not a guesswork, or this is not my gut feeling, or this is not my instincts. I want to clarify this. Like, I have my master practitioners. Master practitioners, go ahead, raise your hand if you're around, or show me an emoticon. Each one of them can actually do what I'm doing right now. Exactly the same. Like, they can go as close as possible to my analysis because this is science. It's like as simple as H2O, the hydrogen and the oxygen and the two elements, when you combine together, what do you get? It's water. It's not like when they do it, it's going to become a chai or a tea or something else. No, it's going to be the same thing. Whether you do it in here or London or in India, it's a as simple combination as this. So everything matters for me. So you need to develop self-leadership, Dimple. Okay. And one of the sincere suggestions I like to give your thing is that, okay, I don't see your surname in your signature. Is there any reason why you want to tell me that?
No, so since the starting, actually, it's a long Agrawal, so I only write Dimple.
Okay. So when I don't see people writing this, surname, I have only two things to look at, about them. I'll only tell you the first thing right now. I see that Dimple has a persona or a personality where she comes from a background where she has always put others before herself. So in the list of priorities, she is not really the first one in her life. So she's always about helping others, always doing things for others, always being available for others. That's amazing. But you know what is the tragic part of her story? When she needs it, nobody's there. When she says, like, I was expecting people to be around me and they're not happening. So Dimple, tell me about it.
So it happened when I lost my parents. So I usually help everybody since my life till now, but nobody was there.
And how many times you think about that when you're not around, when you don't have people around you, how many times do you think about that?
So last year I was continuously thinking for the entire 1 year, but I said myself, I'm alone is enough. I don't need anybody's validation or sympathy to remove my pain. So that's all.
Remember what Mitejji said? Graphotherapy is all about fixing your frequency. And if her frequency is where she's fine herself, not required by others, no available, like, what do you think her frequency would be? Like, every time she's trying so hard to push herself up or to balance her frequency, can you see that again? It actually hits a ground bottom. And this happens with everybody. Dimple, you're just an example for us to discuss this, dear. But thank you so much for willing to get your signature, analyzed by me, and we are able to decode that. Now, how many of you saw things which I was able to talk and I have never met her? This is my first interaction. In fact, I picked up faces which I've never seen before and I was having a conversation with Dimple. So, Dimple, I can actually give you suggestions to practice right now or to do it. But before that, the simple suggestion I like to give it to you and which is applicable for most of you is that, Dimple, you need to develop relationship with your own self by writing your own name first. Okay. And no name is big or small. It's your name. Okay. What are you called at home? Do you have a pet name?
Yeah.
And you're known more with your pet name than your actual name?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a problem. You know why? Because you are not able to build a relationship with your actual name.
Okay.
Okay. How many times do you actually hear your complete name? Very less time. Like, I don't even know who's going to call you with your full name. Are you all with me on
Nobody.
that? So one of the best practices for everybody is to write your full name first. Your name, when you write, is a frequency. You say it is a frequency. So everything is energy. So, Dimple, the first and the important graphotherapy for you would be to write your name clearly and say it. So, when I say write your name clearly, write it. That's all. You don't have to think about the letters. You don't have you need to learn to do that. You know why? You resonate with your name because that's your identity. And right now, remember I talked about self-leadership? The reason I use the word self, the reason I talked about the positive ego, because everything is associated about her, not about anybody else in her life. And if she can't figure that out for herself, then it will have an impact. So please start writing your full name. How many times? 11 to 22, 11 times to 22 times. I leave it to you, but do write. So every time you write your affirmation, every time you read your affirmations, write it. When next time when you write your affirmations, include your name in it. Right? Next time when you're writing your affirmations, include your name in it.
Okay.
Okay. And please get back to being physically active. Very important. Very important. Okay. So everybody, let's show some love for Dimple for being so open and willing to get her signature analyzed and giving us an opportunity to talk about her. And in the process, I was able to also educate you all. Are you all with me on that? Give me a biggest.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much, Dimple. More power to you.
Thank you.
So how many of you like to have this power? One, look at the person's signature. You know how to relate to that person. And by the way, I do this on a regular basis. Now, the question is, Imran, I don't write anymore. So how do I get access to people's signature? Whether you like it or not, people get your signature. If you're applying for a job, people get your, handwriting sample some other way. Maybe your document which you're going to sign, or maybe the examination which you're writing, or a test which you're writing. Your passport, apart from your name and your photograph, you're identified by your signature, your driving license, and everything. So there are many ways of picking up how people write and how does it talk about them. Are you all with me on that? Okay. So how many of you like to have this power with you? Yeah, there are 123 things you can identify in anybody's handwriting and signature. So I do tease this to people, and I do have a masterclass happening tomorrow. If you have never attended it, please do join. The link is on the chat box. But right now, time to keep up your signatures so that I can pick up one. I can pick up one. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. I don't know whom to select right now, but yes, let's do this. Everybody say hello to Mansi Tatar. I think it's Piyush. Piyush, can you please unmute yourself? Everybody say hello to Piyush. Piyush, your screen name and the signature is not matching.
Hello,
Hi, Piyush. I see Mansi as your screen name. So what's your name, dear?
Piyush Suresh Tatar.
Okay. Can you come up on the camera? I don't see you on the camera. Is it me or everybody else? Yeah, we don't see. Okay, I see you. Okay, good. Hold on. Let me just bring you into the spotlight and take your screenshot of your signature. Thank you. Thank you, Piyush. I got your screenshot. I have your signature with me. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Everybody on your screen right now, I'm showing you how Piyush signs. Pay attention to some of the elements in his signature. Do you see Piyush ends his letter, goes to the left, again comes back to the right? How many of you are able to see that? Right? And I see that even in his regular size of his signature. And there's so many more elements to it. So when I look into Piyush's signature, I quickly got 7 things, but I'll only tell you 2 things right now. Number 1, Piyush, you have this amazing ability to, when it comes to taking decisions, you have something called as strong past reference. Write down this, everybody. What do you mean by strong past reference? So if I ask Piyush to make a decision right now, he has this beautiful inbuilt, it's like a muscle memory where he'll quickly go back into his past, where he identifies in the past also I take this decision, I invested money, I did this, will it work for me or not? So can you see that he will have this beautiful evaluation of quickly go evaluate and come back and take a decision based on his past evaluation. Are you all with me on that? Now, you must be sitting there and thinking, hey, I think that's a good thing to have because, oh, there's so much of data in the past, so much of learning in the past, and this is what is going to be helping him to make better decisions. No. When I see Piyush and his signature, I understand Piyush this way. Piyush is driving his car of life, and he's actually driving it like this. How is he driving? Where are you supposed to be looking? In the front. Why are you looking in the back? You know why? Past reference. Imran, in the past, partnership did not work for me. It will not work in the front. In the past, relationship did not work for me. It will not work. You know what? In the past, I also joined a program. They also promised me same results. I did not get it. That's why I'm not confident I'm going to be getting it here or not. So you see, you have a very strong past reference. Piyush, tell us about it.
Hello, sir. Currently, I am doing trading and coding as well.
Yeah. So what about the
Can you
past
hear me, sir?
references we discussed right now? So do you see this happening in your life? What do you do when it comes to taking decisions like this?
एक्चुअली ऐसे होता है कि हर बार मैं जो डिसीजन लेता हूँ जब भी पहले क्या हुआ है क्या नहीं उस पर डिपेंड करता है कि मैं अभी क्या डिसीजन लूंगा। पिछली बार वर्क नहीं किया होगा तो इस बार भी वर्क नहीं करेगा। डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली वर्क नहीं करेगा करेगा। मैं जो डिसीजन है वो उस पे ही लेता हूँ कभी भी।
And how
कभी ऐसे नहीं
successful have
करता।
you been in terms of trading and optional trading? How successful are you?
नॉट दैट मच जस्ट अभी अभी स्टार्ट किया है और अभी जब से ओपन ओपन करना शुरू किया है एक वीक से तब से थोड़े से रिजल्ट्स मिलने शुरू हुए मेरे को जस्ट रिसेंटली फ्रॉम लास्ट 1 वीक।
All right. If I ask you, what is that one thing you need to do to become more successful in your trading and optional business? What is that which one thing you need to do?
स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए और फ्यूचर में क्या होने वाला है ट्रेड में कि फ्यूचर में प्राइस कहाँ पे जाने वाली है ये समझा तो ही मैं सक्सेसफुल ट्रेडर बन पाऊंगा नहीं तो नहीं बन पाऊंगा।
So can you see that how confident he is about the past is far more relevant right now when I take the present decision? How many of you are able to see that? Give me a big guess if you're able to see that, right? So many of us have this, it's just Piyush as a, figure right now, but how many of you are able to relate to it? Type in relate on the chat box there. Sometimes you're so confident. That's why when Mitesh is saying that, okay, पिछली बार नहीं हुआ, अगली बार तो होगा ना. But Piyush is like, नहीं होगा. Are you with me on that? So he has more confidence about nahi hoga than hoga. So the reason I ask Piyush about what you need to do to get far more better results in your optional trading is that you need to take more decisions, what to buy, when to sell, and things like that. But right now, his struggle right now is that he's within the safeguarding his decision. How many of you know what I'm talking about? And how many of you do this? Like, even when it comes to taking the risk, you want the most calculative risk. Like, you need to make sure that even if you fail, itna main fail hoonga, like itni clarity. And a person like this will never be able to create success. Like, if I meet Piyush 2 years down the line, also, if I ask him, how is your trading and option trading going? He said, stability hai, abhi chal raha hai, abhi stable ho raha hai. I'm getting it done. You know why? Because he's not taking or not pushing those buttons, what he needs to be doing. How many of you are actually able to see that in my interaction with him? Are you able to see that? Give me a big guess if you were able to see that there. So, Piyush, having a past reference is valid. I'm not denying that, but you need to not necessarily keep looking at it. You need to take now decisions, even if it is going to go wrong. It's okay, but take the future one because the decision is in the future, not in the past. Number one. Number two, when I look into your signature, the second thing I see is you're a highly self-critical person. Some of you have this beautiful habit of कोई दूसरा आपकी बुराई करे या ना करे, आप पहले अपनी बुराई करेंगे. You will find faults with your own self than anybody else in your life. Like the first point of criticism is you, and that's not a good thing. It's like you're the biggest obstacle in your life is because you are highly self-critical. How many of you do this? Like you beat your own self down.
मुझे
Not a
एक
good
बात
thing.
कहनी है सर। मेरे फ्रेंड्स कहते हैं कि तेरा एनालिसिस इतना परफेक्ट रहता है तब भी तू ट्रेड क्यों नहीं करता है। मैं उनको बोलता हूँ कि मुझे सेल्फ डाउट है कि मैं ये अच्छे से कर पाऊंगा कि नहीं कर पाऊंगा इसकी वजह से ट्रेड भी नहीं लेता कभी कभी।
एंड दूसरे आपकी बात सुन के और पैसा बनाते हैं, आप नहीं बनाते. How many of you are able to see what we identified into Piyush's handwriting? So simple. See, I can fix this right now for Piyush. It's like I can tell him, okay, this is the thing which you need to be doing, and this is what you need to be practicing. But you know what? I will not do that right now because I need to understand Piyush not just as an optional trainer or trader. I need to understand him as a person because there's so many other areas of his life. What are the other areas of his life? We need to check his health, relationship, how this is impacting. Right now, we are able to see only one dimension. Are you all with me on that? And remember, as per the platinum standards, it's not just about the money which is going to define your success. It has to be all the HRCM has to be balanced. Are you all with me on that? Give me a biggest, raise your hands, everybody, with a smile on. Yeah. So that's why no quick fixes. It has to be a holistic approach. Everybody write down this word. Piyush, thank you so much. Wishing you all the very best. One big suggestion for you for your signature right now is there are two lines below your end of your signature. It's coming from the left to the right and going. So everybody on your screen right now, this could also be applicable for you if you do this. Piyush, in your signature, what happens is the moment you finish your edge, it's going like this and coming back. You see that, Piyush?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So it should not go from the right to the left, again from the left to the right. ऐसा नहीं जाएगा. Make sure it's only one straight line.
Okay.
Okay. This is the only suggestion for you for now. Do this for next 10 days
Okay.
or maybe a week and tell me the changes when I meet you next time. Are you with me on that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Definitely.
So that was Piyush for you. Everybody, let's show some love for Piyush. Thank you, Piyush, for allowing us to decode your signature. And through you, I was able to help others. How many of you like to have this power with your own self that forget about others? How many of you want to understand your own self first? Everybody give me a big yes. Now, when we are into coaching and counseling, my students are doing this on a regular basis. They help people fix the signature. It's not about getting the fancy signature. In fact, if you look at my own signature, I have the most simplest of all. You know why? Because why will I write something which I'm not? Simple strategy. And in your signature, this is for everybody. Make sure that your signature should represent you in nutshell, who you really are. And when people see that, they see the frequency and the vibration there. So can you take one more signature? How many of you think we should take one more signature? Okay, great. So let's do that. I'm looking for a signature. Okay, Sahana definitely needs to change her signature. Okay, I see Divya recently changed her signature. So let's not discuss that right now. Okay. Parki Kaushik. Okay, interesting. Divakar Sen. Monika Gandhi, very interesting signature. I love to talk about it. Okay, let's pick up Monika. Everybody say hello to Monika there. Very interesting signature. Monika, you need to hold it so I can take a screenshot so I can refer it again. Do you have a background? Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Hold on. I got it. Thank you, Monika. You can keep it down right now. So I got Monika's signature right now. Very interesting one. Let's find out what does that signature say. So quickly, everybody on your screen right now, I'm showing you how Monika signs. So things which I quickly picked up. Monika has M in her signature. Look at the M she's writing. Look at the A and N and Gandhi and everything there. So how many of you are able to see that when Monika is signing her signature, all her letters are of different sizes? How many of you saw that? You see this here? A is bigger, N is small, K, A took a beating again, A, N, D. So can you see that there is a variation in your size of it? So for me as a handwriting analyst, everything matters. Every single dot, every single stroke matters. So when I see this in somebody's handwriting where you have, we call this as inconsistent middle zone. Write down this if you want to write down. Okay, because all these are technicalities which you'll understand when you become my student. It's like the language of the doctors. So Monika, what I see in your signature is inconsistency in your middle zone, which tells me two things about you. Everybody give me two. One, inconsistency in your behavior and inconsistency in your energy level. So what do I mean by inconsistency in your behavior? No, I'm not saying you're bipolar. I'm not saying that you have a behavioral issues. It's just that when I meet Monika, she's very warm, she's very friendly and everything. And next moment, she may not be the same to me. Okay. So I see that you're not being inconsistent, and it's people around you see that. Like they want to be friends with you, they want to do business with you, they want to connect with you, but there's something which is not really consistent about it. And you know what? The children around us, the youngsters around us are very easy to pick up this. Are you all with me on that? And what do you mean by inconsistency in your energy? You know what? She's excited, she's very motivated right now, and may lose motivation. Again, she'll put in more energy to bring back that motivation energy. Again, it goes on. So, this is the graph of your behavior and energy. So, Monika, have you been experiencing this? Are you present to this? We can't hear you. Can you please check with your audio? Okay, I'm going to unmute you right now. If you're using any external device, check again. No, we're not able to hear you. Can you please check with your mic again? Then I have to move on to somebody else, Mani. Or unplug it if you have any other device connected to it. So look into everybody, look into your own signature. How many of you have inconsistency in your size of your middle zone letters? And this is applicable for you. So type in me on the chat box if you have inconsistency in your signature, especially the middle zone letters. Okay, so Monika, can you please check?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you right now.
Oh, thank God. This is actually so true. So, I am an assistant professor, and side by side, I have my own podcast as well by the name of Gandhi Talks. And recently, I've just started with, and so I have six degrees, on the sixth one PhD is in process. So, my behavior is like I jump onto things, I do a lot of things, and this inconsistency is actually right, that is there in me. Sometimes I'm too motivated, and sometimes I lose motivation, and then I come back to the motivation level, and then I lose again. So, and I also find, and I have this problem of mood swings also, which I generally suffer with. And I find people very inconsistent. Now I know that I am inconsistent, that is why I'm attracting inconsistent people.
Thank you for sharing that. And what I really want you to understand, and this is for everybody, is that you need to look for consistency in your inconsistency. Okay. At least bring in that. The problem with us is that we are not even consistent with our inconsistency. So what do I understand by that is that, so if you're exercising every single day, so 30 days in a month, if you're doing exercise every day, that means you're consistent. Inconsistence means you're doing it today, Monday, and you don't do it until Saturday. Again, next Monday you do it. Again, you Wednesday you do it. So again, you see, you're inconsistent. But the good news is that out of 30 days, you at least did 15 days or 12 days inconsistently, which is far more better than doing it one, missing out for next 2 months, again restarting it again. Are you all with me on that? So this is how it really works out. So Monika, two things, and I'll move on. One thing is, what I see in your signature is that you are a highly individualistic person. For you, whatever you do, you like to stand out. And to do this, you have made many difficult decisions for your own self. And your only focus was that how can I be different than any person? Like her biggest fear is that she can't be one more person in the crowd. She can't be one more person in the line. Now she has to do things just to stand out. It's a good thing. But just to do that, you end up taking difficult decisions. You know why? Because why am I saying difficult decision? Because eventually who's executing that decision? You.
Right, right.
Eventually who's going to execute the decision? You. So just for the need of standing out, you're making difficult decisions. Like I always give example like this. Everybody's doing BCom, you'll not do BCom, you'll do BCom with CS.
I
Okay,
have
you'll
done
do,
CS. I am a
okay.
company secretary also.
Yeah.
BCom,
So
CS, LLB, LLM, MCom, and currently pursuing PhD, but I am an assistant professor law. So, you got me right.
do I need to say more?
Nothing. But please, if you can.
Yeah. So the simple answer for you and the suggestion for you is that, okay, one good thing is you have an amazing support system which you have developed around you, and you're blessed to have people who are highly considerate in your life. They're always there for you. They're always supporting you in no matter whatever decisions you're making. So sometimes I know you also feel guilty that you're not able to stand, do justice to the type of support you're getting and acknowledgement you're getting. But
Correct.
go ahead, do it. But what I want you to do is this time promise yourself, whatever you're going to start, you are going to complete it at the best of it. Not just complete it, but complete it at the best of it. Are you with me on that?
Mm,
Okay.
definitely.
And take care of your health. When was the last time you got your health checkup done?
Few months back.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what did your gut, how's your health when it comes to your, the, the area between the last rib and your hip? Any challenges there or any digestive issues which you're experiencing in your life right now?
So actually, right now in Delhi, it's so cold, and I've worn so many clothes. So I think I'm not comfortable with winters, and I think that irritates me for now. And so that is why I'm not even exercising also because of the winter thing. And yes, there are some little, not exactly a problem. I'm blessed with it. I'm blessed with I won't say a perfect health, but definitely, मतलब ऐसा कोई problem भी नहीं है, तो तो
Take care
सब
of your
ठीक है.
gut. It needs to be taken care of. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
you. You got lucky, huh? Your audio started working in the last minute. So the idea about doing this activity was not to show you what I'm capable of. No, never the intention. The idea is that if I can do it, each one of you can do it. And more importantly, for your own self. Are you all with me on that? Give me a bigger say if you're with me on that. So when I look into people's handwriting, I might be only telling you enough which I can tell you in public. Are you with me on that? I'm very, very, I'm using multiple filters right now to point out certain things because I have to be very considerate. When I speak to people, I'm speaking in front of everybody. I cannot really get too personal. So I see things beyond that. So the idea here is that this is a science, it's a doable, you can learn this and you can have it. Are you all with me on that? Okay. So the idea is not to show off what I can do. The idea is you can do it. And I have many of my students who have already done that and they're doing it. And they also made an enterprise out of this. So they do this to help their family members. They do this to help the community. They have done this to create a own community for themselves. And some of them are master practitioners of graphology. That means they not only decode their signatures, they also help them to fix their signature and also practice graphotherapy for better health because your handwriting is coming from your brain. And every change you make to your handwriting is going to bring back reflection into your brain. And that's how the brain will start taking care of your body. And there's a very beautiful saying, all this and more I'm explaining in my masterclass tomorrow. So please be there and you sign up. And by the way, I'm doing an exclusive workshop for the IMK community on the following weekend. So if you're around, do make sure that you participate on 18th and 19th of this month. I'm exclusively doing two full day program, which is on Saturday and Sunday for all the platinum members, for all the IMK community members. So if you don't know about this, do reach out to the IMK team and they'll be happy to support you so that you can be there. So it's time to say bye to all of you. Are you all with me on that? Yeah. So it's time to say bye to all of you right now. And I look forward to coming back next Wednesday with more insights and more information. And if you loved it, do share your testimonial in your respective groups so that we know that, okay, you're enjoying it so that we can come back with more insights. And those of you got your signatures selected today, more power to you. Do practice your graphotherapy and start working towards your health. Take care, everybody. Bless night. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Subbalakshmi. I know we ended it on a very serious conversation, but yeah, nevertheless, nevertheless. Thank you, Anand. Thank you, Lina, Divakar, Meghna, Rohit. Thank you, Swati. I'm able to take as many names as possible. Aniket, thank you. Steny. Hey, Indira, kaise hain aap? Good to see you there. Shabana Kareem. Yeah, all the changes or discussions I had is not applicable for kids. Only if you're 17 years and above, all this is valid for you. Okay, children, you're still growing up. You don't have to worry about your signature. Thank you, Shanaz. Thank you, Sunita, Perna, Shalini. I love to take everybody's name, but I know it will take another 2 hours. But right now, thank you, each one of you, for being there. Looking forward to seeing you all soon. Love you all.